My name is Danås. I'm the director for our professional service business in Asia Pacific. I have about 15 years of experience from the engineering and software field, and I had the opportunity to live and also work in the North American market, in the European market, and also in the Asian market. So I believe I have a quite good global view of companies' challenges as well as opportunities. Today, I have the pleasure to introduce our EPLAN Platform as well as our EPLAN Cogineer, a new design method by EPLAN. Before that, I just would like to give you the opportunity and information that, of course, at any time through the presentation, you have the opportunity to chat, ask questions with my colleagues, and of course, after the presentation, myself will also answer some of the questions. And of course, after the presentation itself, you can at any time, of course, ask further questions. So, if you think about how engineering is done today, this is an interesting question, I believe, and I think in many companies, I believe it's very conservative. I would say if you look at technology, this is something that moves faster and faster. For most companies, I think everyone would agree. What is interesting with technology, of course, is how we position ourselves to this. We hear all the time buzzwords like Industry 4.0, for example, or Internet of Things. But how do our companies position this to themselves? What does it mean for them? What would be the impact for the business model? Or how can this be a benefit to be more competitive in the market, for example? All this is topics which is very, very important for any company living in the market today. And for those, of course, see this as a lot of challenges. I believe every company or even government looks into these topics today because they know that they have to do this to be competitive tomorrow. For me, I believe when it comes to challenges, this is something that everyone has to position themselves towards, because we only know that the factor of challenge is constant. It will always be there. It will always be change. So the question is shorter time at a lower cost and a higher quality really possible in an engineering process? So ask yourself, how is it done today? I believe all these questions are quite interesting, wouldn't you say? I mean, this is something which is essential for everyone working for the future or into the future. Let me introduce a bit our EPLAN platform. This is the core of an engineering environment. This is to be able to have cross-functional engineering between different engineering disciplines, such as electrical controls design, fluid design with hydraulic or pneumatics, lubrication or cooling. We talk about process engineering, for example, from basic engineering, conceptual engineering. We talk about virtual prototyping for cabinet design, for example, or harness design, all available within the EPLAN platform. Key factor for this is the data consistency. To be able to really create high quality documentation throughout the entire engineering process for manufacturing and maintenance, you need to consider the data consistency. And this is one of the key factors why we utilize one single truth and one single platform for all our engineering disciplines, to really be able to have data consistency. And of course, this from an engineering standpoint and a communication standpoint is a key factor when we talk about the workflow optimization between those disciplines. What we also talk about is scalability. Scalability, of course, because the platform could suit any type of customer, depending on what kind of engineering discipline they need to utilize. For us, it's also important to talk about the out-of-the-box platform. Why? Well, when you think about the out-of-the-box concept, that means that in the day one you implement EPLAN, you should be productive. No costly, let's say, customizations, data development. Everything is there already, meaning that from day one you can be productive. And this gives you a very important part. This is low cost ownership. over time. And this is really an important part when you think about utilization of an engineering platform over time, not only today. All these topics generates what we call efficient engineering. And one thing which is truly a part of the reasons why we are able to do efficient engineering is my next topic. This is our EPLAN data portal. Our EPLAN data portal is completely seamlessly integrated to our EPLAN platform, 100% by easy functionality like drag and drop directly from a lot of different type of manufacturers. For us, it's also important that we can synchronize all this online data through the central database that is also used for all the engineers in the individual companies. So easy automatically updates is then possible. Today we have more than 175 different manufacturers available with more than 800,000 data sets. This is a credible number of data which enables really a simple, a fast and high quality documentation for any EPLAN user. It's a huge advantage. For EPLAN, it's also important to implement our solution into the existing IT environments. This means for us that we work with technology partners. So when you think, for example, about PLM systems, PDM, ERP systems, for us, we integrate seamlessly to these type of solutions. For example, PTC, Siemens, SAP, etc. We also think about the factor of bidirectionally communicate with PLC softwares to be able to take away the media break between a PLC system as well as the detailed design. Here we work also with market leaders like Mitsubishi or Siemens or Rockwell or Schneider and many, many more, of course. We also think about the media break between engineering and production. Here there is a huge opportunity to automate and talk about reusability. Again, take away the media break is essential here. Here we utilize the engineering data already done from the platform into reusability for NC drilling machinery, for example, cutting machinery for wires, labeling or assembly, for example, of components. All available already. Why not reuse it to enable strong automation also in the production floor? Very important part as well. When you think about EPLAN, very often for us this is important to talk about flexible design methods. In many cases we talk about typical or traditional schematic-based approaches where we utilize symbol libraries from various different standards around the world. I mentioned earlier out of the box. These are all available from the first implementation with GHOST standards from Russia, for example, NFPA from the North American market, IEC here from the European market, or for example GB from China, JIS from Japan, etc. I also mentioned a EPLAN data portal where we can utilize more from a device-based approach, utilizing all the data directly from more than, as I mentioned, 175 different manufacturers. If you, for example, are late in the process and need to get your cabinets down into the production floor early, you can directly start on the assembly itself of the cabinet and later on do the detail design. Again, EPLAN is totally flexible how to utilize various different design methods. However, this year we are proudly presenting a complete new design method by EPLAN. And this is for us really something amazing, completely scalable automation solution for the complete platform, seamlessly integrated to the platform to be able to automate again the design. This is our EPLAN Cogineer, a new innovative design method seamlessly integrated to the platform as mentioned, and for most importantly enables standardized engineering for any kind of documentation as well for any customer of us. A key factor for us was to make it scalable. Step by step move into an automated environment. Start with small circuits, for example, like safety circuits or drives, PLCs, for example, and later on, step by step, move towards a more full-scale automated environment. This is an incredible solution in that sense. And as I mentioned, We have a user interface which is also completely without programming. It's easy to configure by the EPLAN user itself. No time for costly developments for implementing these solutions. Directly you can start in a very easy way implementing Cogineer, and again step by step utilizing the configurational and automated solution by EPLAN Cogineer. We talk about standardized, fast, with high quality approach. This is for us essential when we talk about EPLAN Cogineer. What is also important for us when we implemented the EPLAN Cogineer was to say this has to be simple, it has to be fast, and it has to be easy to learn. And this has been also something that we are very proud to introduce to the market. Again, no costly implementations necessary. So I encourage you to accelerate your engineering by using EPLAN Cogineer, a new design method by EPLAN. And I also encourage you to join the live presentations that we have here on the virtual fair to see more in detail what it can do for you. And I'm positive that you will see that this have a big impact to how you think about design methods in the future. So this was for me a very short introduction of the EPLAN platforms to talk about data consistency and the importance of that, as well as our new design method of EPLAN Cogineer. So I would like to also see if we have further questions in regards to the presentation here today. Okay, I see here we have, is it possible to import a PCT loop list from Excel to the EPLAN platform? Yes, this is absolutely possible to utilize, and we have our solution EPLAN Pre-Planning, where we can directly by a standard interface import these type of lists from Microsoft Excel, no problem. I see here we have a second question. Is it possible to use viewers for the EPLAN platform? Yes, this is also possible to utilize. We can either do it by standard native format, or you can also publish it, for example, to an iPad, where you can also directly show all the information. Not only the schematics per se, but also if you have a virtual prototype of the cabinet, you can also see the 3D view as well. So we are typing furthermore. Is there any other integrations to Siemens as part from step 7? Yes, we are basically also utilizing for the TIA portal, which is coming up. So this is also another integrations to Siemens as well. We also have for Siemens, we talk also about, of course, on the PLM side, where we talk about the Team Center, which is also the fully seamlessly integrated to our EPLAN platform. So I have another one here. Will Cogineer replace EEC1 in the future? As it stands today, this is something that will be a step-by-step process, but overall this is something that we will for sure look into how we can also replace, yes. So, all right, so I think this is all at the moment. So from my side, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate the time that you spend with me here. Please place feedback to the presentations, ask questions to my colleagues as myself, and based on the feedback form, don't forget that you can also win an iPad. So from my side, thank you very much. Have a fantastic day ahead. Goodbye.